7 months ago at Eurovision 2025, a young Israeli singer, Yuval Raphael, walked onto the St. Jacob's House stage in Basel and sang. But she wasn't just performing, she was stepping into a hostile arena under round-the-clock protection, facing threats that no artist should ever face. And those threats weren't just theoretical. During the grand final, 2 activists tried to storm the stage and throw red paint on her. But Yuval kept singing. The same courage that kept her alive on October 7 when she hid for 8 hours in a bomb shelter with terrorists just meters away, carried her through that stage. She knew then that one sound could mean the difference between life and death. But here she was again, and this time she made sure the whole world would hear her. And we did. That is what real bravery looks like. And then, last week we saw the exact opposite. At a meeting of the European Broadcasting Union, the broadcasters of Spain, Ireland, the Netherlands, and Slovenia launched a coordinated effort to ban Israel from Eurovision 2026. They failed. So what did they do? Well, they did what all cowards do. They threw a tantrum and boycotted next year's competition instead. Both the Spanish and Irish Prime Ministers gave their tacit approval with statements of support and understanding. Now they all claim this is about principles. Or maybe it's about the fact that over the last 10 years, Israel has consistently outperformed them in Eurovision, both in terms of vote and support received, and is currently ranked significantly higher than all of them. Israel has made it to the grand final 9 times. That's more than any of these countries, with the exception of Spain, which has qualified 10 times. Ireland has qualified just twice in that period. So perhaps they simply don't like the competition. A case more of sour grapes and solidarity with the Palestinians. But if it is about principles, is it the same ones their governments use when they symbolically recognize a Palestinian state that doesn't exist? That recognition has done nothing to bring peace closer. In fact, it's pushed it even further away. And yet, all these principles collapse the moment reality enters the room, because every one of these countries depends on Israeli technology. The Netherlands relies on Israeli Mobileye to keep its transport fleet safe. Its hospitals use Israeli medical tech. Its farms run on Israeli irrigation systems. Spain's police, civil authorities, and banks all depend on Israeli cybersecurity. Ireland, one of Israel's most vocal critics, uses Amdocs, an Israeli company at the heart of its telecom network. Slovenia benefits from Israeli medtech, irrigation, and cyber defense too. Not one of them will be boycotting those products. Not one. When their safety and infrastructure depend on Israel, moral outrage suddenly disappears. And when it comes to advanced weapon systems or cyber defense, their boycott will evaporate faster than the Eurovision costume change. What makes this even more absurd is that their people often disagree with them. During the hostility of their governments, the public in Spain, Ireland, the Netherlands, and Slovenia gave Israel some of its highest scores in Eurovision 2025. The juries ignored Israel, but the people didn't. Israel won the public vote and finished second overall, which was a moral victory these governments simply couldn't stand. Meanwhile, these same governments barely whisper about real genocides, like the horrors unfolding right now in Sudan. They stay silent as Hamas executes its opponents in Gaza. Their outrage remains obsessed with one country only, the Jewish state defending itself from terrorism. For a long time now, Eurovision has become less about a singing competition and more about a stage for virtue signaling and moral theatre. Yuval Raphael showed courage, integrity, and strength. Spain, Ireland, Slovenia, and the Netherlands showed cowardice, hypocrisy, and shame. As Shakespeare wrote, their tale is full of sound and fury, but ultimately signifying nothing.